petite. Ok, pas elle que j'avais comme personne.
I cannot fight this beast here. I must make for higher ground.
Let's go. Alors, hop.
Sets back then. Props, walls, you name it. Then, you moved bits and pieces around and created whole new scenes. We were efficient. I adopted that technique to my wardrobe too. And match efficiently, you could get by for a handful of shirts and underwear.
Allez, on monte. Oh, enfoiré. Bon, voilà, on arrive. Super. Ah. Ok. D'accord, onde de choc, il faut tirer sur la main. Ah oui, onde de choc. Ouah. Ah, onde de choc. Oh. Je vais mourir. Onde de choc. Ouah. Je suis pas encore loin. Ouah.
I can never get enough of these free-falling shots. Something so invigorating and freeing about them.
Ah oui,
Like
je ça.
sticking your head out of the sunroof while driving on the freeway.
Bah, non. Il n'y a pas d'autre. Non. Si, il y en a un là-haut. Il y en a même plusieurs. Je peux pas les avoir.
I hear modern science fiction directors sometimes put the lens flare in on purpose. Why on earth? What's the next trend? Dead fly on the lens? Jeez. Watch. You won't believe me, but you just watch. It'll happen. Some big shot will do it for one scene, and the following year, everyone will be doing it.
Ah. J'arrive pas à le voir ce con. Oh, mais c'est pas vrai ça. Là-bas, il y en a d'autres. C'est une série. Chapitre 2. Ah, il y a combien de chapitres? Quel numéro? Ceinture en place, rouge montée. Des cookies!
Dr. Peculiar!
Yes, Your Eminence.
Release the Mechamelion!
But Your Eminence, the Mechamelion isn't ready.
What is the meaning of this? I thought he was completed!
Genius is never completed, Your Eminence. I was just preparing to install a chainsaw on his tail.
Enough! Your tinkering costs me precious gold and time. You do not have that luxury, Dr. Peculiar.
Yes, Your Eminence. Releasing the Mechamelion at once.
Ah, Ludwig. Yeah, good old Ludwig. We cast an actual doctor to play Dr. Peculiar. Never again. Oh my God, he was a cranky old coot. May he, rest in peace. The costumes, the script, the creature effects, you name it, he wouldn't stop criticizing everything. Well, in his defense, I think he did have some early signs of dementia or something. He was always getting lost on set, forgetting his lines, making up new ones. Yeah, it was cute. Midway through a scene, he'd just yell, "Where are my pills?" It was like a catchphrase. We almost left a few of them in.
Oui, je suis censé faire quoi là?
I have to say that the incredible job the animators did with the King Gorilla can only be outdone by their work in the Mechamelion. I'll leave further comments for later in the film, but this was truly an epic creation.
Ok. Ok. Arme actuelle, confirmé E. Raté. Tombe touche. J'améliore. Passer de ressources. D'accord. 1400, 18, qu'est-ce qu'il manque 2, 3. Ah, il manque un gars. Ah oui, c'est à côté. Raté.
Here we see our first glimpse of a technique I used throughout the movie. Want to make a big scary monster look even more menacing? Put it in a dome. Monster doesn't look scary enough already? Put it in a dome. Want the audience to know when a monster really means business? Put it in a dome.
Ah non, laissez-moi partir.
I hate to ask, but why did you bother adding effects and...
Allez. Loading. Je marche tout ça. Hop, hop. Pour le coup, c'est sûr.
Here we see our first glimpse of a technique I used throughout the movie. Want to make a big scary monster look even more menacing? Put it in a dome. Monster doesn't look scary enough already? Put it in a dome. Want the audience to know when a monster really means business? Put it in a dome.
pièce là. Alors là, il y a une nouvelle. Cool.
Ah, the little mini saucers. Oh, these guys were just adorable. I was a huge fan of the old classic movie, The Flea from 1958. So I created this monster as sort of an homage, in respect to that film. I have the darndest time with that word, homage. Man, oh man, that whip. We probably should have invested in some training courses so the actors knew how to properly handle it, but instead we just let them flail it around wildly. You know that saying, it's all fun and games until someone loses an eye? That's true. And that's the story of why the Emperor wears that metal monocle. Greg was a real trooper about it, though. Didn't even seem fazed that he'd have to wear an eye patch for the rest of his life.
Okay.
I think he went on to do some pirate-themed promotions at his used car lot once we wrapped up production.
Oups. Oh. Ok. Bon. Ok. On va monter dessus. Alors, continue à monter. Tu faisais quoi? Écrasement atomique. D'accord.
is my mechameleon? Why has it not pulverized the intruders already?
Well, Your Eminence, I was installing photon lasers into its eyes. I hadn't finished. So, the mechameleon might be somewhat, well, blind.
My indomitable guardian is blind? I do not tolerate failure, Doctor.
Getting these two to do their scenes together was enough to make your head spin. They weren't, strictly speaking, actors. Well, not in your usual sense. Ludwig here, or Dr. Peculiar, actually was a doctor. I think I told you that before. Greg, our emperor, well, that's a whole different can of beans. Our casting guy found him on a used car lot. Greg talked him into buying just a horrible car. Thing never ran. Oh, then when he tried to get his money back, Greg just laughed maniacally, so doggone it, he offered Greg the role right on the spot. He said, Dan, this guy is perfect.
Ok, cool.
We were running out of extras and clay sculptures, but we needed more monsters. Oh, please, more monsters. So we had this brilliant idea. If you stick a puppy inside an old vacuum cleaner, wham, instant monster. Throw in a string of Christmas lights and it's camera ready in 5 minutes. And that had to be some kind of world record or something. Fun fact, boys and girls, cinematographers don't like it when you use their dog without asking permission first. But hey, to that I say, what goes around comes around. Little Buster here ruined so many shots barking all day long. You don't want me to grab your dog and cover him in Christmas lights? Well, don't bring him to work.
Ah. Quoi le truc là? Hop. Ok, j'attaque dans le dos. Voilà. Oh, il y en a un autre. Aspirateur. Il va me falloir de la vie. Merci. Ouais, pas très mal ça. Le sprint de Scarlett. Ah, d'accord. Ben voilà. Est-ce qu'il n'y a pas un truc que j'ai pas vu? Pas pour l'instant.
We're about at the altitude where Dick's rocket ship had crash landed at the start of the film. When I think back about all the work we did, building this darn tower and making models and costumes and sets and props, and then trying to keep it all straight during filming and not getting anything all mixed up. It's exhausting. Just thinking back on it is exhausting. I wish I could tell my younger self to just direct romantic comedies. It's the only way you'll get a good night's sleep.
Ok. Je l'ai pas vu ça. Ah non. Ouais, ça marche pas ça. Ah ok. Mhm. Ah ouais, je peux l'avoir vu ça.
Ah, yes, the rotating contraption things. We actually used Ferris wheel parts from an old amusement park. I think it was called Disneyland.
Disneyland? Isn't that kind of close to...
Yeah, and the courts agreed with you. They shut them down before they opened the gates.
Well, it's their own fault, I guess.
Well, naturally, my production team swooped right in and bought up everything they could get their hands on. So I guess there was a silver lining to their legal battles. One man's lemon is another man's lemonade. Or however that saying goes.
J'ai pas vu, il y a... Oh. Des annonces ici qui sont là. Arme équipée, on reste avec ça. C'est pas ce que j'ai chopé. sert à rien. Choisir un arme amélioré. Améliorer maximum. Voilà. Ouais.
Fun fact, the statue of the Emperor is actually as big as it looks on screen. Yeah, we were going to use a small model and green screen it, but then Greg offered to fund building a life-size version. He was planning on setting it up front and center of his used car lot. Apparently, he ran into some issues with zoning laws. Yeah, I told him he should just play dumb and put the thing up anyway, but he wouldn't listen. I guess that's why he's still running that same lot. Whereas I've been barred from filming in 12 different states.
Ouais, on peut une autre arme.
If I told you how much gold paint we used on these darn sets, you wouldn't believe me. We were originally trying to decorate this whole set in precious stones. I wanted that sparkling effect, but then my props guy shook his head. I've learned that when he shakes his head, it's best to go with Plan B. Unfortunately, Plan B meant a cement mixer filled with gold paint. It was so much hard work, even I had to finally roll up my sleeves, dive in, and call some interns from the community college. Man, there's nothing college kids won't do for free pizza.
Calme. Vous avez ou pas? Je suis pas sûr. Ah. Je peux y avoir. Cool. Faut que j'y aille. Checkpoint.
Seeing the action in this scene reminds me of a big fight I had with the studio head. Word to the wise, when the guy funding your movie offers you a suggestion, stupidest idea ever is a phrase you should shy away from.
Nope, wrong clip.
Let's move it along. Nothing to see here now.
Bon, ah bah, je vais m'arrêter là pour aujourd'hui.
Hey, is this thing on? Can you hear me all right?